Welcome back to another episode of NWA Power, and we are kicking it off. Tyler Bate versus Trent Seven. I know, bit of a wild match booked here tonight if you've been watching the shows. That's because both men are in Mustache Mountain, and both men recently pinned Will Ospreay. Trent Seven became #1 contender after pinning Ospreay in a 6-man tag match, and then just challenging Ospreay, and Ospreay accepted the challenge, and then Tyler Bate beat Will Ospreay 1-on-1. So here tonight we're going to be having a #1 contenders match. It's fair to say we could not have two #1 contenders, so for the first time in NWA, Trent Seven is going to be taking on Tyler Bate. And the winner will go on to face Will Ospreay in 2 weeks' time at NWA Turn Up the Trouble. So here we go. Bate and Trevin, and right off the bat, Trevin not holding back with the heavy hitting blows. Oh, and falling for Bate's trick. These two know each other like the back of their hands. And it's going to be very, very interesting to see how this goes. Tyler Bate early on here with Trent Seven in the fireman's carry position. Aeroplane spin. And he's keeping it going. Wondered if he was going to go for a third rotation. Would have been an interesting strategy early on in this match. But Tyler Bate also, he did suffer a light concussion during the match with Will Ospreay. And that could very much factor into this match here tonight. And then even if he goes forward after winning this match and faces Will Ospreay, that could end up faltering him and costing him the win. Trent Seven taking this match to the exterior of the ring. Oh my god, kicking Bate against that table, the corner of that table. Oh my god. Oh my god, and the shoulder blades of Tyler Bate dumped down on top of that announcer's table, the corner of it. And Trent Seven, he was the one that initiated the attack on Pete Dunne. He's the one with the mean streak that we've seen in the past in a release suplex. Very Pete Dunne-esque. And sending Tyler Bate back into the ring now. Trevin with Tyler Bate in the Trevin bomb position. Oh my god, and Trevin's been on the receiving end of them before. Uh-oh, where the hell is Trevin going? Tyler Bate moved out the way. I don't know how. Oh my god, a crash and burn on the outside for Trevin. But he managed to recover. Back on top of Bate now. This has been really, really brutal, and Bate seems reluctant to fight his mentor, his tag partner, his friend, which is quite ironic because he didn't have much issue fighting Pete Dunne. But oh my god, pop-up spinebuster from Trevin. Good grief. Oh, and there's an enziguri, and now Bate taking the fight to Trevin. The pummeling attacks. Trevin dodging out the way of that elbow drop. And we're at a count of 8 right now. And Tyler Bate with another aeroplane spin. Good grief, the speed on the spin. The referee trying to tell him to get back in the ring. He can only hold off for so long. At a count of 9 now. Bate's too dizzy. Bate's too dizzy, and we've got a draw. After a really abrupt end to the match there. We'll have to see what William Regal decides after that. It was a very short match as well. Just brawling to the outside. I don't know if Tyler Bate realised that he was being counted out. But we'll have to see what William Regal says. There is the national champion in the back there, Austin Theory. And his bodyguard, Omos, who competed in the NWA USA Championship match on this past episode of USA. and was unfortunately unsuccessful, but was incredibly impressive. We've got a real contender on our hands here for the championships, and tonight it's going to be Clash of the Titans 2.0. That's because we're going to be seeing not Austin Theory versus Apollo, that's going to be at the pay-per-view, but instead we're going to be seeing Omos taking on Commander Aziz one-on-one for the first time. Commander Aziz also competed in that match, but again, same as Omos, unsuccessful in capturing that championship. Here we go, two behemoths. And right off the bat, Omos with a sidewalk slam. Omos has the size advantage over Aziz. It's going to be very interesting seeing these two collide. Apparently this match was originally slated to take place at the pay-per-view in 2 weeks' time. However, with the creation of the NWA USA Championship, if you haven't seen the inaugural match for that belt, go check it out on NWA USA. On the last episode of NWA Universe Mode. But because of the creation of that, we're going to be seeing that at the pay-per-view instead. Good grief. Well, I think we're going to be seeing it at the pay-per-view. We'll have to wait and see, I guess. We're seeing something at the pay-per-view that apparently was good enough to replace Omos versus Aziz. Oh, and a big headbutt there from Omos, taking down Aziz. Both men have been putting in equal amounts of offense so far. But Omos now on top of things, and look at that. Uh-oh, big man picking up some speed. Oh, and there's a face wash in the corner. Now, the interesting thing moving forward is if Austin Theory is going to use Omos to try and dismantle all the possible contenders for the national championship, does that not mean that Omos would pull up the rankings in the power rankings and become #1 contender? That is going to be a very interesting situation for these two. Uh-oh. Omos with the strength over Aziz with the spine buster. Good grief. Oh, walking all over Aziz. And now Apollo at ringside trying to get Omos' attention. And this fight between Omos and Aziz is still waging on the outside. And Omos takes them both down. Holy shit. Omos just barreled through both Apollo and Aziz, sending Apollo against the barricade. Austin Theory looking very happy with the decision he's made with hiring Omos. Uh-oh. Oh! Right on the barricade! Oh, and Aziz taking advantage, throwing Omos into the steps, and Omos managing to get out of the way. Whoa! There's a choke slam on the outside. Omos might be... Oh god, he's going up top. Omos might be one of the most impressive guys we've seen in quite some time. And Aziz is back to his feet. Oh, pushing Omos away. Good grief, the strength of Aziz, and now taking advantage. Is Aziz going to be able to pick up a win against Omos, who seems more focused on taking out Apollo before we get to the pay-per-view? Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh! And Omos with the reversal, and now two-handed choke bomb. Aziz is down 2. Oh my god, he didn't quite get the height that he usually does on that 10-foot drop, that 10-foot spine buster, but it was still pretty good. Calling for Aziz to get to his feet. There it is! That 10-foot drop. 1, 2, And that is it for Aziz. Almost. With a dominating win there. Basically turned it into a handicap match by choice. And now time for some tag team action, and after what happened last week where we saw the Usos host an open challenge that FTR actually answered, we saw Harwood go for a chop block, and one of the Usos went for a knee strike at the same time, and knee hit head, and that member of FTR is not able to compete right now. He will be at the pay-per-view, but FTR out of action until the pay-per-view. So the Usos, they were scheduled to compete this week. William Regal has chosen a team. I guess a little bit similar to the Open Challenge that they hosted last week, but this time William Regal knows who they picked, and well, he picked them. But TMDK, who actually won the Fatal 4-Way that they debuted in, which the Usos were a part of, so technically holding a win over the Usos, but they've still got a long way to go. It's been confirmed tonight's main event will also be a tag match. It will be a tornado tag match between the women's division. It's going to be Rhea Ripley and a tag team member of her choice going up against Bianca Belair and a member of her choice, which is going to be very interesting. Right off the bat, we're starting off with Jimmy Uso and Jonah, and Jimmy making the tag to Jay very early on, very quick. And Usos, because they beat FTR last week, they are #1 contenders, regardless of the condition that FTR are currently in. And with Jimmy Uso grounded, Jonah trying to take advantage. Using his size to his advantage. That'll get it done. Kind of reminiscent of Rikishi, actually. And now making the tag to former tag champion Shane Haste. Very nice. I don't know if I don't know if Shane Haste had the same impact as maybe Jonah did there, but either way, it must not have felt good for Jimmy Uso. Super kick of his own from Haste. It would be fantastic for TMDK to come in here and beat the #1 contenders. Oh, and Shane Haste with a head full of steam went for the big boot in the corner, but Uso caught him. Oh my god, and taking advantage. The body slam into that turnbuckle. And another tag made back to Shane Haste, both teams using quick tag tactics, and another one of those stomach attacks. I don't know what you would even call it. But again, if it gets the job done, do it to your heart's content. And Shane Haste got to make sure that Jimmy Uso doesn't make it to the corner where his brother Jay is. Oh, but wriggling out of that suplex position into the German suplex. And Shane Haste is down. And Uso now taking Haste into the corner. Smashing him against that turnbuckle. Uh-oh, what is this? Oh my god, and a top rope assisted bulldog from Jimmy Uso. Haste is down and out right now, struggling to get some momentum in. He had much better luck in that fatal 4-way tag match. Went for the super kick, dodging Uso's attack. Uso dodging his roundhouse kick. Oh my god, into the flapjack, sending Shane Haste about 6 foot into the air. Oh, went for the super kick. Oh, but catches him with a jawbreaker instead. Shane Haste feels like a completely different competitor to when he was teaming with Dijakovic as part of Retribution. It's been incredible watching Shane Haste, I would say evolve, but sort of de-evolve into his old self. And now, speaking of, There's the Falcon Arrow. And now picking up Jey Uso, sending him into the corner. Tag made back to Jonah. Jonah with a midsection attack, followed by the double axe handle. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, Jey with the drop kick to the knee. Enough to rock Jonah a little bit there and get the DDT in. Oh my god, and talk about rocking him. Good grief, what a brutal super kick. Oh my god, and Jey with a super kick of his own to Jonah. A good job that Haste is there. Oh, Haste being hoisted up. Oh my god. Uso looking to dump Haste to the outside of the ring. And Jonah's down. Uso splash off the top. 1, 2. And Usos pick up a win against TMDK there. Managing to dispose of Shane Haste on the outside. Usos looking very, very strong towards their tag match with FTR, and oh my god. Haste was back in the ring trying to help Jonah, and the Usos with a beatdown on Jonah. So on the last episode of NWA USA, as I've been saying, we saw the champion crowned, and here tonight William Regal has booked him in a showcase match. Karrion Kross should hopefully be appearing at the pay-per-view. I don't think he's got a contender though. He was a little bit lost without Scarlett at ringside, but he managed to come out on top of that Clash of the Titans match to pick up that NWA US Championship. Karrion Kross is going to be taking on Lince Dorado. And right off the bat, the single leg takedown from Kross. Kross has got a bit of a point to prove after that match, because he got the shit kicked out of him by Omos for the majority of that match, at least until some of the other men started to sort of throw each other around. And now he's taking on Lince Dorado, current free agent on a, as we see quite frequently, a handshake deal. And now being carried over to the turnbuckle. Kross has been using the corners of the ring as his main source of offense so far, and it seems to be paying off. And now with Dorado trapped in that corner, rebound into the German suplex. Kross just dumped Dorado on his head. Holy shit. And now calling for Dorado to get to his feet. Oh! And that short-armed lariat almost took off Dorado's head. And Dorado rolling out of that arm wringer. Drop toe hold to Kross. Oh my god, and a lariat almost took the mask off of Kross. Almost took the mask off of Dorado, rather. I should hope that Kross is not wearing some kind of mask. It would be a very tight one. Oh my god, went for the drop kick. And they're tangling, but Kross got him in the cross jacket, trying to make Dorado tap, and he does. Karrion Kross with another dominating win. He's currently 3-0. And that's why he's champion. Even when he's getting the absolute piss kicked out of him, he still manages to come back out on top. And now time for the main event. And it looks like Rhea Ripley has chosen Charlotte Flair as her teammate, which is very interesting, and Charlotte Flair's bringing out the Crockett cash-in case that she won at the previous pay-per-view, just as a reminder that at some point she's going to be challenging for the championship, whether it's against Rhea Ripley or somebody else. And before we find out who Bianca Belair has chosen for a tag team partner, Rhea Ripley, the current women's champion. She's been an incredibly dominant champion, but we know that in the past she's met her match when it comes to Bianca Belair. She's already fought at least 2 handfuls of women since arriving in NWA. Oh my god. And the crowd is already chanting the return of Ronda Rousey. What a tag team partner. A fantastic pick by Bianca Belair. She was one of the most decorated WWE SmackDown champions of the previous era of Universe Mode. She completely ran that division with her horsewomen of MMA. And the #1 contender, she's going to be taking on Rhea Ripley one-on-one. But who knows, she could be facing her tag team partner at some point in the future. Ronda Rousey is a whole new level of talent, and Bianca Belair, I don't know what strings she had to pull to get Ronda Rousey here in the NWA. So, these are not traditional tag rules, they are tornado tag rules, and right off the bat, Ronda Rousey went after Charlotte Flair. I don't believe these two have much of a history with each other. Back during the previous years of Universe Mode, I'll try not to reference it massively, but her championship reign has to be brought up. Before Rhea Ripley came along, Ronda Rousey was the standard for being a good women's champion. And so far, Flair and Ripley, right off the bat, with some strong offense, you've got to wonder, has Rousey got some ring rust? It would be a shame if she was to lose her first match back, but it's a possibility. And that's going to boost the ego of Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley. Oh my god, and sending Flair off of the announcer's table while Belair and Ripley get stuck into each other. And now, for the first time ever, Ronda Rousey and Ripley. Samoan drop from Rousey. Oh my god, and Ripley turned over Rousey, managing to get some shots in as Flair gets into the mix. Oh my god. And Rousey struggling to keep her opponents grounded while Belair getting ready to lift Ripley into that stalling suplex. Look at the strength of Belair. The brutal punches, gutbuster from Belair. The punches do not stop. Good grief. And Ronda sends Ripley out of the ring, and a bit of a miscommunication there by Belair and Rousey. Ripley got the feet up, but straight into the grips of Rousey. Ripley was thrown into Rousey for a second there. A little bit of a, like I said, a miscommunication between teammates. Oh! A double fist to the face. That step-up axe handle from Rousey to Flair. Military press slam there in the ring from Belair to Ripley. It would be a massive boost to her confidence if Belair was able to pick up a win against Ripley since the return, but a Riptide almost puts away Belair. Oh my god, and a tsunami slam but both teammates are there. While the pin is present, and Flair now trying to pick up the pieces of Rousey. Again, this is her re-debut. It's technically just a clean slate. And Flair trying to make Rousey tap out. This would be phenomenal for Flair. And Rousey on her back, trying to get out of there. It was looking a little bit scary for a moment, but she's managed to break free. Holy shit. Oh, and the step up with the kick. Oh my god. And she's managed to break up the submission that Ripley was performing on Belair. Referee got caught in it for a second. And Rousey rather, is going insane, or at least she was, but now she's got both women to deal with. Oh, and Charlotte Flair's going after the leg. Oh, diving knee drop. It looks like it hit her upper chest. And Rousey with knees of her own. What is Rousey looking for? Looking for something on Flair. But Flair is not going to let her have it. And with Ripley on the outside, glam slam to Flair. Oh my days, and Belair throwing Flair out of the ring. Oh, Ripley slides straight into KOD. KOD from Belair. And Belair stopped the KOD. She's going up top. She's looking for the 450 instead. Going to try and put Ripley away for certain. 450 splash to Ripley. 1, 2. Oh my god, and she's done it. Bianca Belair and Rowdy pick up the win in tonight's main event. Bianca Belair just picked up a clean and decisive victory against her longtime rival, Rhea Ripley.